As in, who does that in Nigeria? Are you gonna deliver normal? I was like, oh. Hey my beautiful family, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel or this is your very first time you're coming across this channel, you are most welcome. I honestly appreciate you. For my old and returning subscribers, you guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. I sincerely appreciate you all, and I'm not taking this for granted. Yeah, so in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all what I experienced here in Canada, as in what is called my culture shock in Canada. Okay, and what do I call culture shock? Culture shock are those things that I am familiar with or we are familiar with back home, and coming here you are coming to kind of see a different thing. Yeah, so stick around with me. But if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please consider clicking on that red subscribe button, and remember to turn on your notification bell while at it so that you will not miss any of my upload. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, let me know your own culture shock. Okay, wherever you are, let me know. Drop in the comment box below what is that culture shock that you see in that country. Okay, so let's interact in the comment box below. All right, so let's dive right into the video. So the very first thing I noticed, or I would say that is a culture shock for me in this land, is actually the price of items, things that you buy. When you go to store to buy things, the price that you see in any item is not actually the final price for that. Yeah, someone will say, what do you mean by that? So in Canada, there is what is called GST, PST, HST sales tax, depending on the province you live, which all these are going to be factored in at the checkout point. So make sure to check the description box. I'm going to be leaving the meaning of these terms there so that you will get to understand with me what I'm talking about. So take for instance, you want to buy this phone, and this phone you saw it at the price of $10. Okay, that is not actually the final price for it. So at the checkout point, the salesperson is going to calculate all these tax into it and tell you the final price. Unlike back home where I'm coming from, when you see any item or maybe you go to any store, there is nothing like tax or GST, HST or PST, whatsoever thing they call it. So I see that as a culture shock because I have never experienced that back home, and we don't have any of such back home, as in back in Nigeria. Yeah, nothing like HST or anything like tax. Whatever thing you see is what you are buying, and that is what you are paying for. Yeah, so that is what I see as a culture shock to me. So the next thing I have as a culture shock in this land is coming to this place at the peak of snow. Okay, yeah, when I came here, everywhere was covered with snow. Not just snow, but a very heavy one, you know. Yeah, and you know, back home there wasn't anything like snow. You won't see anything called snow. But coming to this land, experiencing the snow, seeing how everywhere will turn to white at a particular season, and before you know it, that same season will just fizzle out. You will now enter into normal season, which is the summer. Yeah, so I saw it as a fascinating one, and I saw it as a culture shock to me because I am not used to all this back home. Okay, yeah. And another thing I see as a culture shock is having to drive in snow, and also changing of tires. There is what we call all-season tire, and there is what we call winter tire. All-season tire is just the tire that you can use when you put it on in your car. You can use it both in winter and in summer. But if you don't have all-season tire, you will only interchanging your tire. Maybe in winter you have to change a particular tire for that season, which is called winter tire. And once winter is gone, you go back to your normal tire, which is what you will be using in your summer, which is called normal tire. Yeah, so and back home we do not have what is called winter tire or all season tire. You buy your car, you start using your tire, and that is what you will use all through until heaven knows when you want to change that particular tire. But coming here, I see that as a very shocking one, that you have to be changing your tire seasonal. You know, you have a seasonal tire and all that. So I see that as a culture shock. I don't know about you, but for me, these are things I see as a culture shock in this land, which I am not used to, but getting used to that now. Okay. Yeah. So moving ahead, this one is really a shocking one to me. Like, I will not lie, it's really a shocking one. The level at which they ask personal questions. You know, in Nigeria we call it personal questions, but here they don't take it as anything. Okay, take for instance, if you are pregnant and people can ask you, what sex are you having? You know, are you having a boy? Are you having a girl? You know, and they can equally ask you, when are you delivering? When is your due date? You know, all those questions. In Nigeria, we don't see that as a common question that anybody can ask you, but here they take it as a normal thing that they can just ask you, and their reason of asking is for them to rejoice with you. It's not that there is anything bad. I can remember back then when I was pregnant, one of my manager asked me this question: when am I going to deliver? When is my due date? I was like, oh, why are you asking? You know, they kept on asking me some kind of questions and all that, which I don't see that is anything bad, but for the fact that where we are coming from, we are not used to that. Okay, so I see that as a culture shock to me. And again, another culture shock, guys, is when you're pregnant, they can ask you, are you going to deliver normal or are you going to deliver through CS? You know, this same thing happened when I was pregnant. You know, my manager was like asking me, am I going to deliver CS or through normal? I was like, oh, why the question? You know, I said, of course, I'm going to deliver normal, but it's nothing. They don't take it as anything. Delivering through a cesarean section or delivering through vagina, it doesn't mean anything to them. But seeing those questions and how plain they are in asking them and trying to know to rejoice with you, I see that as a culture shock. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but guys, let me know in the comment box below if this will be like a culture shock for you, as in when you're pregnant and somebody is just asking you, are you going to deliver normal or you are going to deliver, you know? I don't know. To me, I see it as a culture shock. Yeah. The very next thing I have, again, as part of the things I see here as a culture shock, is the fact that there is nothing like markets. No, there is no real market like the way we see back home. Here what we have is just stores and malls. Whatever thing you want to buy, you can go to the store or the malls, you buy them, or you shop online. There is nothing like called physical market. Like people in Lagos, they will say, I'm going to Balogo market. No. We don't have such thing. So here there is nothing like market except when it's during summer. During summer, we have what is called farmers market, and that farmers market is more like a seasonal market. It comes and goes. It's not all the time, only during summer that you can go to farmers market, and that market is well organized. It's not like what we see back home. So coming to Canada, I see that this is more like a culture shock. Like the very first time I came in here, I can remember years back, I was like, I want to go to the market, but coming to see that there is nothing called physical markets. You have malls or you have shops or you shop online. You do your shopping online, and that is it. Okay, so I see that as a culture shock to me. I don't know, you might see it not being culture shock, but for me, all these experiences are something I know I see as a culture shock. I don't know about you, but I'm just sharing what I feel that is a culture shock I experienced here in Canada. So guys, the next thing I have as a culture shock I've experienced in this land is returning of items after purchase. Yeah, when I mean returning of items after purchase, I have not seen that back home. You can buy an item and you feel like this is not what you want, or this is not how you want that, you expected that thing to be, you can simply return it back and they will pay you back your money, or you pick something equivalent to it if you so wish. Like, take for instance, if you buy a cloth and you came back and you notice that the cloth is not your size, or something happened to you, whatsoever thing it is, just return it back and they will give you back your money, and also be even asking you, like, if it's thought that you buy it, I hope all is well, I hope this, that, sorry for this, sorry for that, you know. This is more like a culture shock to me, because back home, who does that in Nigeria? As in, who does that in Nigeria? That you will buy something in Balogo, assuming, and after buying that thing, you come back and tell them that you don't want it again. Nobody will give you back your money. The highest thing they can do for you, maybe to tell you, okay, keep it, when we sell it, we are going to give you back your money. And that is it. And you will wait for ages. That thing, they might not even sell it. They might even leave it by the corner and be selling other things, and your own is still there. So I see that as a fascinating one. So the next thing I have that I've experienced as a culture shock in this country is their fairly used items. Yeah, okay, so in this place, someone can, they can bring out their fairly used items in their walkway for anybody that is interested. Maybe even if you're passing by and you see that particular item and you feel that, oh, this is something you would like to have, you are free to pick them without even anybody questioning you. Nobody will ask you, oh, why are you picking this? Is it your own? No, you are free to take it because you saw it outside, and the reason why you saw it there is for anybody that is interested. So I see that as a culture shock, because back home, there is nothing like that. Nobody cares. And again, here, I think Canadians are too generous. They are too good, because even if you're pregnant, your neighbor or even people around you can gather things they have that they are not using, maybe fairly used items. Maybe they feel like they have some things that the baby can be of use for you. They will simply gift it out to you without any question. But we all know that back home, you dare not. Sometimes someone might have some fairly used items, like we call it okreka, you know, maybe things that you use for your previous child, and you have a friend that is pregnant. You might not be free to share that thing with the person because of the perception or the way the person will be feeling and all that. So we are not free in that aspect. But here, they share the things that they are not using again with maybe their friends or even strangers, you know, and you are free to take it. So I see that as a fascinating one. So the next culture shock I can remember is the fact that Canadians, I would say they are respectful, but when it comes to greeting, they don't usually say, like we do say, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Simply, they will tell you hi, 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 you know. That is their normal greeting. You will see someone on the road, the person will just say hi, hi, whether kids or maybe adults. But back home, we all know that when a child see a grown-up person, you are expected to say good morning, depending on whether it's morning or afternoon, you know. But here, nobody got your time. As in, nobody get your time, you know. They will just greet you, hi, hi, you know. So I see that as a culture shock, because if you are an elderly person in this place and you are expecting, okay, I can remember when my mom came here newly, the very first time my mom came visiting, you know, she was like, when we go out, and she will expect some kids to say good morning. Nobody says good morning. She will be seeing it. I made her understand that this is the culture, okay? You just have to take it that way. It's not that they are being disrespectful, but that is the way it is, okay? So Canadians, they like telling you hi, hi, and all that. So I see that as culture shock to me. So the next thing I would say that is a culture shock I've seen in this place, and that might be my last one, because that is what, as in all I can remember so far. I know there are so many of them. The next thing is child services. Yeah, the child services here, the way they intrude in your child's affair. In school, they can come and ask your child certain questions. How are your parents treating you? Are you eating very well? Did they celebrate your birthday? Did they treat you well? You know, trying to intrude on some of your family affairs. Yeah, they try to guide those things. I know someone out there might say it's good. I am not saying it's not good, but the way they intrude, trying to find out what exactly is happening in your family is really a culture shock to me. Because in Nigeria, nobody cares. When your child goes to school, the teacher does not have any right. As in, when I mean any right, the teacher does not have right to ask your child, what happened, this, that, does your parents beat you, do you eat 3 times in a day, and all that. But here is more like a culture for them. They take it so seriously, in the sense that you dare not touch the child. If your child said, hey, your parents beat you or this, or more, the parents, they are really in trouble. So this is more like a culture shock to me, because back home I've never experienced something like this. Yeah. So guys, these are few things I can remember that I see as a culture shock here in Canada. Let me know in the comment box below if there are any culture shock that you've experienced, or maybe you are here in Canada and you've experienced any culture shock different from the ones I have experienced. Let's share it in the comment box below. And I must say, thank you so very much, guys. If you've watched this video till this moment, I honestly appreciate you all. Thank you for watching, and give this video a thumbs up, comment down below like I said before, subscribe to my channel, guys. Please, I am begging, subscribe to my channel. It's free, absolutely free. Subscribe, share this video with your family and friends, and let me know what you think about this video. And I will definitely see you guys in my next one. Bye. I love you all. Mwah.